This is Little Pig Team 2, our WSU Senior Design project, and currently owned and sponsored by the United States Air Force. Little Pig is an autonomous ground drone, also called a UGV, an unmanned ground vehicle, currently being controlled by an Xbox controller. Little Pig is essentially like an ATV, which has been converted to run off of a computer, electric motors, and to use sensors such as lasers and GPS and inertial measurement units to drive around.
Little Pig operates via ROS, that is the Robot Operating System. This is an open source platform for robotics. All of Little Pig's hardware is tied together via the ROS framework. Here as Little Pig is driving around, the Xbox controller tells Little Pig's computer how fast Little Pig should be moving and in what direction it needs to be moving. The computer uses these instructions to send commands to the motor controller via another open source framework, CANopen. CAN stands for Controller Area Network. Once the motor controller receives the information from CANopen, the motor controller provides the right amount of power to make the motor spin at the desired velocity.
On the simulation, which we'll show you in a second, it's essentially like a kind of a boring video game in a way, which we can drive it around using a PlayStation controller on the computer and essentially test the software and see how it reacts without actually using a physical pig. So we'll show you that.
Here's that simulation that was mentioned earlier. In the simulation, we can control Little Pig via an Xbox or PlayStation controller, just as you saw with a physical Little Pig. The simulation includes an accurate model of Little Pig and accurate approximations of real-world physics. The simulation software, called Gazebo, functions via that same robot operating system mentioned earlier. Gazebo is a well-integrated part of the ROS framework. This simulation, though it uses a model, actually works with much of the same information that Little Pig uses during real-world operation. The simulation is very useful. Whenever we want to test Little Pig, we don't have to start up the physical pig. We can test our code for Little Pig any time of day or night, whether Little Pig's batteries are charged or not. We can even run the simulation from our homes. But that is not all Little Pig can do. Little Pig can work with more than just an Xbox or PlayStation controller. We can tell Little Pig where we want it to go, then Little Pig will generate its own path to get there. It does this with a planning package called TEB Local Planner. TEB stands for Timed Elastic Band. Named after the elastic band it can draw around obstacles to create a path. When an arrow is placed to symbolize Little Pig's destination, Little Pig makes a green path to get there and automatically creates the commands to move itself to its goal. TEB is not Little Pig's only autonomous mode. It can also follow a given object, in this case an orange ball. When the orange ball gets further away, Little Pig reacts to this and issues commands to its motor controller to move it towards the ball.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been a great year working with the Air Force in Wichita State, and we're happy and excited to show this project to you.